Hey, welcome back to the Ping Pong Flix Show. My name is Chris Wong. It was quite a day again, right? Quite a day again for Zack Snyder's Justice League. But there are a few other things that popped up that I really wanted to talk about. And first one, as you see right here, yeah, we're still going to talk about it, Wandavision, because it seems like they're trying to kind of just explain stuff. Explain stuff that, I don't know, I guess maybe doesn't... I don't know, but WandaVision showrunner Jack Schaefer, I think that's how he says his name, says she didn't want the Pietro fake out to feel like a prank. I don't want anyone to feel tricked. You don't want people disappointed in things. So it's kind of weird because, you know, I forgot who it was, but the other person yesterday's video was saying that he was intentionally trying to trick people. And that he finds quite joy and amusement in doing that. And now they're like, I don't want anyone to feel tricked. Well, you kind of did. You kind of tricked people in this. I mean, even Culture Crave says we've been boozled. When WandaVision writer didn't want Quicksilver to feel, it's like, and that it's explain how the show's Quicksilver County has supported the larger narrative of the MCU. Well, how is making him a dick joke a larger part of the MCU? I don't know. It just sounds stupid at this point. Like, just don't say anything anymore and just let it be. Because the further you try to explain things or you're trying to say stuff, you're looking pretty stupid right now. It's really stupid. So, in terms of Pietro, God, what a missed opportunity. Maybe sometime in the future, maybe in Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness or something, the real Pietro, please stand up, and he comes back as Quicksilver. It's just right now, it seems like the MCU doesn't really like Quicksilver. They killed him once, and then the second time, they made him into a dick joke. Yeah! Awesome, man. Awesome Marvel Universe. All right, well, let's get into the next topic, and the next topic is going to have to deal with Mortal Kombat. Okay, I'm always going to do that. No, I'm always going to do it. But the new Mortal Kombat movie poster was released. It's more like a banner, if anything, really. Get over here. You got all your favorite characters, including who the heck is that guy? But you can clearly see his armor or something, or his skin turns hard or something. So you definitely see that now very clearly instead of kind of blurry within the trailer. So you do see Lieutenant Cole right here. You got Sonya, you got Jax, you got Scorpion, you got Sub-Zero, you got Shang Tsung, you got Milena, and Cabal. Is that Cabal? Is Cabal? I mean, that looks, yeah, that is him. So great, that's awesome. I can't wait to see this. It's coming out really soon, April 16th, and that is Mortal Kombat. All right, the next thing is going to be about Godzilla versus Kong. And this is nothing real. It's not, there's always new footage, absolutely. But this is not about that. This is actually about some cool things coming tomorrow or today by the time you see this. Tom Hogenberg, who Junkie XL, has announced that new music tomorrow, and he puts Kong there. I don't know if there's going to be an emoji for Godzilla. I hope so. It's kind of like one-sided, don't you think? I mean, Tom, I thought you were Team Godzilla. What's going on? But maybe there's no emoji for a giant lizard yet. But new music tomorrow for Godzilla versus Kong. I can't wait to hear how that sounds like. I can't wait to listen to, because he was a Godzilla fan. So I'm gonna think he's probably gonna use a lot of Godzilla themes in there, kind of like Bear McCreary did that, but his own rendition of the Godzilla theme and maybe a Kong theme and so on and so forth. So I'm wondering, it's probably going to be like releasing one track, just like Zack Snyder Justice League. He released like a couple tracks, and then the whole score will be available upon the time of the release of the movie. So we're probably going to hear like one clip or a theme song or something for Godzilla vs. Kong tomorrow. So I can't wait to hear that. Tom Hogenberg, man, he's killing it. He's killing it this year. Definitely killing it. Not only did I think he did Tom and Jerry, but he did Godzilla versus Kong, Army of the Dead, and of course Zack Snyder's Justice League, which we're kind of gonna get into after this last topic here. This last topic kind of deals with Zack Snyder's Justice League a little bit. This is a Hollywood Reporter article involving Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke and how its ideas seeped into Zack Snyder's Justice League. So I'm going to read it here. The actor reveals a small part of an origin movie he developed influenced his look in the new cut, due out on HBO Max March 18th. 5 years ago, Joe Manganiello found himself on the London set of Justice League dressed in armor. Actors such as Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, and Ezra Miller crowded around a monitor to catch a glimpse of test footage of Manganiello in action as Deathstroke, the villain he would be playing in a planned The Batman movie from director and star Ben Affleck. Not long after, Manganiello jetted off to Monaco to film a Justice League post-credit scene on a yacht with Lex Luthor, who plays by Jesse Eisenberg, a moment that was supposed to set him up as the villain for Affleck's The Batman. 6 months later, I got notification that Batman wasn't going to happen. Manganiello told MTV's Josh Horowitz in a new episode of the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast. And I'll link this article so you can check out the podcast if you'd like. In the years after Affleck left The Batman, Manganiello has experienced ups and downs in his journey with Deathstroke. He wrote his own treatment for an origin story movie, and after a 2-hour Skype meeting, convinced the Raid filmmaker Gareth Evans to sign on, despite the director not being studio movie kind of guy. It looked promising for a while, but then that Deathstroke movie got jettisoned after exec changes over at Warner Brothers in late 2017 and early 2018. So that's exactly when Hamada came on board and said no to a whole bunch of projects because he is a total stupid, dumb ass. But when the dust settled, it was not seen as a priority to make a $40 million movie about a villain origin story in which you show the backstory, said Manganiello, currently on screens in Shoplifters of the World. The irony, of course, is that a 2019 Joker origin movie went on to earn more than $1 billion and earned star Joaquin Phoenix an Oscar, which was actually also had a lot of pushback, and Toby Emmerich and Walter Hamada was trying to not get that made. In fact, they didn't even have faith in Joker that they shared with 2 other companies, and so they only got a third of that $1 billion. What a bunch of losers. Manganiello had more flirtations with Deathstroke after that. Before James Gunn boarded to direct his August's The Suicide Squad, Manganiello was also in the mix for a sequel to David Ayer's 2016 Suicide Squad. There were 4 or 5 different versions of Suicide Squad 2 that it was put on hold for dates, waiting for one actor to free up, and we were going to go, said Manganiello. Oh man, that would have been so cool to see Joe Manganiello in Suicide Squad 2 or James Gunn's Suicide Squad. That would have worked out. In fact, he probably would have worked better than some of the characters in there right now. It never happened, though. Manganiello did ultimately appear in Justice League, but a different version of the scene than that shot by Snyder, who exited the project in May 7, 2017 after a family tragedy. Joss Whedon took over duties. Then they redid the end credits sequence to tease a Justice League 2 and Justice League for the bad guys. That didn't happen, clearly, recalled the actor of the scene, which suggested Luthor, Deathstroke, other villains would team up in the sequel. Finally, Manganiello will appear as intended in Zack Snyder's Justice League, dropping March 18th on HBO Max, and featuring a new scene Snyder shot that includes him alongside Affleck and other stars. Manganiello even sports a new cut that was inspired by his original treatment for his Deathstroke movie. In the end of the film, I always envisioned him shaving his head into some kind of warlike borderline suicide mission. This is it. I'm going to die like a warrior, said the actor, making an electric razor sound. I explained that to Zack, and he said, great, let's do it. The DC villain has taken the actor on a roller coaster of a journey, and Manganiello won't rule out Deathstroke being the future, said the actor. I think there's going to be excitement over continuing what Zack was up to. So, he does sound pretty confident that this movie is going to make make a lot of headlines. It's going to be really popular. People are going to be excited for it, for the future of it. And he's putting all his chips into Zack Snyder because no one else is putting faith into Joe Manganiello's Deathstroke, right? The studio didn't want to do it for a measly $40 million. And it boggles my mind. They're so fucking stupid, like so fucking stupid, like just weren't they coming on board to, like, you know, make sure movies have lower budgets and make millions of dollars? They turned down Joker. Like, they really wanted to turn down Joker. That Todd Phillips had to go get 2 other people to help support that money. And there was a Deathstroke movie. Oh my God, Jason Kylar! If you're not even seeing this, I'm doubtful you're watching this. But if someone can tell him, and I hope you already know that your execs over there, Walter Mann and Toby Emmerich, are so fucking stupid. I'm just speechless at the stupidity of their choices here. But I digress. I would have loved to see this. Gareth Evans, Raid. I love Raid. I love Raid 2. It's amazing action. It's small. But, you know, Raid 2 had a little bit more scale, but most of it is like small, right? Compact, physical, not much special effects. That would have been a crazy ass Deathstroke movie. Why didn't that happen? I don't know. That would have been like that's a fucking no-brainer. Like, it's just really ridiculous. But so I hope with Zack Snyder Justice League, people are getting excited for Deathstroke. We're already excited for Deathstroke. Seriously, we are. And Joe is excited for Deathstroke. He wants this to happen. I think they could definitely happen. And I mean, that little anime Deathstroke movie was pretty good as well, you know? But imagine a live action version of that. It would have been so much more. It would have been so cool to see that happen. But it's just frustrating. So he needs some justice here. Not only was he about to get his own Deathstroke movie, or wanted to get his own Deathstroke movie, he was supposed to be in the Batman movie, which never happened. He was supposed to be in the Justice League 2, which never happened. So, dude, get this guy a movie now. Get this guy out. And so I think he's putting all his chips into the Zack Snyder Justice League, because this, like Jared Leto, like Ray Fisher, this is like Zack Snyder's Justice League, and even Henry Cavill as well. This is their only chance to being back in back full force, you know, as their characters, right? But that is upsetting nonetheless. All right, well, now we're talking about Zack Snyder's Justice League, because, you know, that's coming out next week. Dwayne Johnson actually retweeted this. It was a Hollywood Critics Association tweet, where they have these shirts here. We have yet to hit our goal for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, so we made 2 exclusive Valiant Award t-shirts to help our fundraising efforts. To purchase one, click below. So it's a Zack Snyder Valiant Award 2021. So please, if you want to have those shirts, the link is in the description below. Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, supports this effort. I've lost more than a few along the way. We'll always go out to Zack and his family. Hope you reach your goals. And he shared the thing as well, which is really awesome. I'd see that The Rock did that. That was kind of cool. That came out of nowhere, but that was really cool of him to do that. Zack Snyder is thanking him. Thank you. It's kind of amazing support that will help us reach our goals. Much respect. Hey, maybe we can have Black Adam in the next iterations of Justice League. Right now, I don't know, because there's so many. He could definitely change it and do things, you know, like he said on the other DC Cinematic subreddit. They were talking about how Zack was saying that if he wanted to, he could, you know, intermix the different Justice League members and stuff like that. So there's definitely a way to do that, and maybe the Black Adam could be part of his universe as well, right? And that would be kind of pretty cool. And I don't want to get too conspiratorial or hopeful or anything like that, but I think that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who, you know, they share, you know, $7 production, they also share another hero over there, and that is Henry Cavill's Superman. And I think Dwayne, just like Danny, just like Henry, realize that right now, you know, the only chance they're going to get him back as Superman is, again, like Joe Manganiello, is putting chips into Zack Snyder's Justice League. And so I think this is a little bit of that. I'm not, honestly not too sure, but it just seems like Danny Garcia and now Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I mean, he mentioned Zack Snyder's Justice League before when he was talking with Ryan Reynolds a little bit, but it was kind of cool to see this happen. So I really think that there are multiple opportunities and projects coming out of this. And look who showed up. Look, Jeremy Kirby, Jack Kirby's grandson, said thank you, Zack Snyder, to seeing a I think it was it was the poster. So this is the poster for Darkseid here. Darkseid gets a poster. I don't know why Steppenwolf didn't get one. He got shafted. Oh my god! But Darkseid never got an emoji, but Steppenwolf got. Weird. But thank you, Zack Snyder, from Jack Kirby's grandson, Jack Kirby, the guy who made New Gods, right? Look at that. It's awesome. Jeremy Kirby came out and said that. The Kirby family appreciates what Zack Snyder has done. So honored to represent Darkseid and Desaad. That's awesome. That's really cool. And there's a lot of comic fandoms. I mean, I think, there are many artists and so on and so forth who respect Zack's work and actually are quite excited to see what he has coming. And it's great to see that happen, even though, comic fandom seems to be very gatekeeping about that, when it's weird when the creators that make the art that they like are very accepting of these other interpretations. So whatever. Ray Porter, Darkseid, Steppenwolf, and Jeremy Kirby here shows up again. Looking forward to your performance, and which is really cool. Ray Porter posted this out. 3 fools in a golf cart. Also, I'm terrible at selfies, apparently. I have not seen him with a beard and without a beard and a mustache before. I was like, is that him? Oh my god, that's him. That's Ray. That's amazing. So it's Ray Porter, Peter Guinness in the back, and Kieran Hines over here, as they are in that type of outfit, that little pajamas that even Cyborg wore when they were getting ready. They're taking a break or something, or they're in the golf cart going to a location to shoot them as the new gods here. New gods, Zack Snyder's Justice League said. Dave Avery, really awesome. He did that. Boom. He did that. He put Steppenwolf there at the side and Darkseid. That's cool. That's funny. That's hilarious. This is cool. This is a cute picture. I like it. I like that they're all together there. Making history, and we'll finally get to see that history after freaking 4 years. 5 years now. 5 years since they shot that. That's amazing. All right, so Darkseid is today, and Steppenwolf, or actually more of like Uxas. So Zack Snyder's Justice League, there's a couple gifts, like I said they would. They didn't have a clip this time, but the gifts show some cool stuff. That new was from the clip. You see a little bit of his back there, hoeing, making sure he's, putting in those apocalyptic crops and stuff. No, I'm kidding. But he's definitely striking the ground here, as how we're going to see it in a movie. So I'm excited for that. Then you got a little bit more Steppenwolf. So Steppenwolf actually has a new scene in this GIF here where he's punching out Arthur Curry. Boom! And look at that. Look at that scream. Like, raw! Yeah! Yes! So looking really angry and colossal and awesome. Then I guess it really is a Villain's Day, because they even have Deathstroke here. So that's Deathstroke, a little close to Deathstroke there. Then you also have the Joker as well. So that's all this kind of cool stuff. That's hilarious. This feels like SNL announcing guests. Yeah, I would just and Darkseid, featuring Steppenwolf, Deathstroke, and the Joker. I don't know. But it's cool. It's like a villain day today. Villain day indeed. Now I got something really crazy. Grace Randolph, who's been covering Zack Snyder's Justice League and the Snyder Cut, has spoken on her live chat feed, and I wanted to share this with you. It is quite interesting, and I want to talk about what she said here.
Any Snyder Cut or any DCT? I heard, I gotta tell you, it's such an up and down roller coaster with this Snyder Cut and how Warner Brothers feels about it. I heard yesterday that maybe now they would make more Snyder Cut stuff because it's on track to be so successful. So I'll tweet this out and talk about it more when the movie comes out next week to really push it. But as I've been saying all along, Hollywood loves to make money. So I think that the Snyder Cut can continue if Zack wanted it to. That's a big question mark right there. But Warner Brothers would be open to it if it was just an undeniable, phenomenal hit. So everybody should watch it and talk about it. Any Snyder Cut or...
Right. So you heard her. Interesting stuff. That they are talking about it, and I think after all the noise and the hyping and stuff like that, they're like, oh, maybe this thing is for real. Maybe people do want to see this, or either that or AT&T is pressuring them, saying, Warner Brothers, I think it's going to be a hit. We got to do something. We got to start planning now, because if it's really successful, I think we're wanting to continue that success and get more, right? But notice she said if Zack wanted it to, right? Because, yeah, it's Warner Brothers, but it's and it needs Walter Amada to green light it. Maybe he doesn't want to work with Walter Amada. Maybe he doesn't want to work with Toby Ermick. Why would he want to work with, especially Toby Ermick, the same kind of crowd that's giving him trouble, this whole time? Why would he want to work with that? It would have to be a complete deal where they're not getting any recognition or even be a part of the thing. Like they would just green light it, or they would, and the AT&T and Warner Media would sign them off and say, hey, you're not going to touch it whatsoever. You can't tell Zack what to do. He can do whatever he wants 100%. And maybe that's part of the negotiation over this. But if Zack wanted to, that is a big question, because if Zack didn't want it to, then then it's over, right? But it takes two to tango, and so it needs both sides to want to say yes to this thing. And so I thought that was interesting that she said that. It does make sense. It's something that we've all been anticipating for a long time, that if the Snyder Cut and Zack Snyder Justice League was successful, that, who would say no to money? And if, because it's a company after all, especially AT&T, who is, thankfully, the actual bosses and the people who are overseeing a lot of this, and could pressure Warner Brothers to let go of their goddamn ego and help green light. But the process during the actual making of the thing could be difficult with certain execs. So I don't know how that works and how it could be possible, but some way or some fashion, like they have them not be involved in any way with Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 and 3, that would be cool. But a little bit more on this, and this is all Grace Randolph stuff. So now, don't take it as like, oh, this is actually happening. Take it as a possibilities of a good outcome, all right, for if the Zack Snyder Justice League is going to be successful, right? None of this is guaranteed. None of this is guaranteed. The first thing that is, like, even if it's a success, it's not guaranteed. But the one step to making it a guarantee to getting sequels would be that Zack Snyder's Justice League is a complete success. Okay, so just be wary about what Grace is going to say next on her tweet that just came out like an hour ago. But I want to talk about it for a bit. She said this: I had a wonderful evening watching a certain movie. So I'm pretty sure she watched Zack Snyder's Justice League. Because other people have tweeted out, and I thought there was a social embargo. There is, but I think they said a little bit something like a cosplayer. I don't know how she saw it, but she was like, "It's the greatest DC movie ever made," or something like that. So I don't want to, I'm trying to keep calm here. when anybody I hear says this is the greatest DC movie ever made, I'm like, holy fuck, I think so. But. All right, calm down. Also, I'm hearing exciting things from multiple sources. JL2 and 3 might now be possible. Some suits want Zack Snyder to direct Wonder Woman 3, which I think is an excellent idea. The hype is real, or hype the real. Don't let up now. Okay, So we always knew that if things were possible, if the success of Zack Snyder's Justice League was possible, that JL 2 and 3 will be possible. That would have to happen. Of course, if Zack has to agree and all those things fall in the ground. But, it needs to come from both sides. And a lot of times it has to come from Warner Brothers first, and HBO Max and so on and so forth, which is awesome. But I don't want to get your hopes up. I don't want you to feel like you can just sit back and relax now. No, this is a cry. This is like, well, this shit's on the table. But the only way you can get to that table if you have to pass through that door. And that door will only open when Zack Snyder's Justice League is a success. Okay, so that was always on the table. That's always on the table. And that, like I said, you can only get to that if you open that door. So that's why this weekend, not this weekend, Monday, on the 18th, that weekend, we got to open that door. We got to open that proverbial door, and the only key is Zack Snyder's Justice League being a success. So the only way to open that door is if Justice League is a success. And then we can come into this fucking room and look at the JL 2 and 3, and then there we have it. All right? So be clear that don't think, like, she's got sources, sure, but might now be possible is not like it's guaranteed, right? And nothing is guaranteed until something's a success. As you know, this is Warner Brothers. They're very much like, we got to see how it works first. We got to see if it's successful first. So they really have no confidence in anything whatsoever. So, but if it is a success, then that's on the table, which I'm like, yes, let's do it. Let's make it happen. Now, some suits want Zack Snyder to direct Wonder Woman 3. Which suits? There's a lot of suits. There's suits up there and suits down there. And there's, like, which suits are we talking about? I have no idea. But if it's Toby Emmerich suits, that's kind of weird, right? Because Toby Emmerich and Walter Amado don't really want Zack Snyder coming around. But if they're pressured and they see that, we could probably collect a bigger bonus at the end of the year if we get some successful shit out there, maybe, right? Because that's all I care about, bonuses. But what's interesting about that, which is probably the controversial thing out of this whole tweet here, is that really Zack Snyder direct Wonder Woman 3? Well, what happened to Patty Jenkins? Isn't Patty Jenkins supposed to do Wonder Woman 3? And I was thinking about this for a while. And I think I even talked about it. It was weird because when Toby Emmerich announced on that weekend that Wonder Woman 3 was happening, and they're making and it says in that quote from Toby Emmerich, only Toby Emmerich, by the way, that Patty Jenkins is to write and direct and Gal Gadot is to star. That weekend and the subsequent days afterward, there was no official tweet or recognition whatsoever from either Patty Jenkins and Gal Gadot. And I was like, that's weird. Wouldn't they retweet that article and say, hey, yes, I can't wait for Wonder Woman 3. Let's do it, Wonder Woman 3. I can't wait to work with Gal again. Gal would say, I can't wait to work. Nothing. No response. Maybe there was a wink here and there, but it's been officially revealed. This is not it's not hinting at anything. It was officially revealed. It was an actual statement from Warner Brothers, from Toby Emmerich himself. But they didn't acknowledge it. They didn't acknowledge it at all. And I thought that was kind of strange. I was like, that's weird. And this coming right after the Disney Investors Day, right? When during the Disney Investors, what did we see? We just found out Patty Jenkins is going to do a fucking Star Wars movie. I was like, what? What happened to Wonder Woman? Like, at that point, a lot of people thought she was walking. And we were thinking she was walking, and, this whole Jack Nicholson thing is just driving me insane right now. I'm gonna put it over here. Sorry. But but anyway, I was thinking, like, she's doing Star Wars. And then there was that whole fuss about, theaters and HBO Max and how A lot of directors weren't happy that they were going to have this same day event release. They weren't happy with Toby. They were calling out Toby, even though it was Jason Kyler's idea, but Toby got the brunt of it. Good for him. But and Patty, they kind of in that article they threw kind of Patty under the bus, saying that she agreed to it, and so they thought, what the hell? Why did Patty and Gal got all that money that was supposed to, that how much they would have got for if it was released in theaters? It's like they signed a deal and had them be a spokesperson that says this is a great idea, blah, 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 blah. And then the other people, the other directors, the other production crews got mad, Christopher Nolan included, right? So it's kind of funny, and it just felt like Patty wasn't happy. Patty wasn't happy that they did that in the first place. Patty wasn't happy that they kind of did that and put that out there, that she signed the deal with the devil and left the other directors dry, right? So, and I thought at that moment, when I saw her at the investors meeting, I was like, oh shit, I think she's done. I think she's like, fuck you, Warner Brothers, I'm out, right? And because for a while she was like, I had this treatment if everything works well, and depending on the climate, I don't know if I'm going to do it. I don't know if I'm going to direct it. It was so many different things. Like, she was talking around and trying to say, I'm not going to do it. And now it's complete silence. But now you get this, where they're saying that they want Zack Snyder to direct not just Wonder Woman 3. What happened? Well, not many people liked Wonder Woman 1984. I even found out mainstream also didn't quite like it either. So it's like, they greenlit it, sure, but it was almost like Toby Emmerich threw that in there as pressuring, kind of saying, hey, we contracted you this, maybe, I don't know if they did. I don't know if she's contracted to do 3 movies already from an initial deal or something, or in a way trying to say, look, we put it out there that you guys are going to do it. And she hasn't responded. And now, because of Zack Snyder's Justice League, and maybe Patty doesn't want to do it, they probably said, well, what if Zack did it? What about Zack doing it? I don't know if this is true, by the way. Like I'm saying, I'm just trying to understand the mindset that is going on with the initial reaction to Grace Randolph saying that Zack Snyder suits. I don't know what suits. It could be Warner Media. It could definitely be AT&T and Warner Media instead, because they seeing how like everybody, all of us fans are like, Zack Snyder, Snyderverse, things like that. And so they're saying, well, what about Wonder Woman 3? Now, I wouldn't mind that. Absolutely. People are going to get mad probably because they think Patty Jenkins should close up the trilogy, and I agree. But if Patty doesn't want to do it, then Patty doesn't want to do it. Looks like she'd rather do other stuff. She's going to have the Cleopatra movie. She's got, I thought she had another series. And then she had was it Rogue Squadron? So it's like she's busy, right? She's going to be busy for a while. And so if they say, well, Zack Snyder, why don't you do it? Since you seem to know the Amazon so well, you've kind of created this world. Hell, man, why don't you do an Elseworld version? What if it's not Wonder Woman 3? What if it's the Crimean War Wonder Woman? That would be badass. I'm sorry. Even if they did Wonder Woman 3, I would still love it to see a Crimean War version. It doesn't even have to be Gal, but it's like if there's a lot of different possibilities here, and I'm like, my mind is just racing. Just like how Jack Nicholson's face is doing it. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah. So I'm like going nuts here, thinking about the possibilities. But like I just want to reiterate, these are possibilities. These aren't truths. These aren't facts yet, at least not in my mind. Not saying that Grace doesn't have sources. She absolutely does, especially when it comes to the Snyder Cut. But when it comes for like, Warner Brothers side, it's like hit or miss sometimes. So it's like I'm looking at it as just things that could be on a table, but we'll never get to access it if we don't open that door. So that's the thing. We have to make this huge. We have to make this big. So that's what I wanted to say about that. But the possibilities are endless if we could just open the fucking door. And that's only because of the success. of Zack Snyder's Justice League. That is the key. That is the key. The first thing we need before we enter the door. So anyway, Zack Snyder's Justice League, the website is always updating. 7 days. Oh my God, that's amazing. Actually, earlier too. I'm actually going to watch it on Monday. So if there's a more international release, congratulations to UK once again, Ireland, and all the other countries here that are getting it now. So if you not sure, please go again to this website to make sure to check if your country is in here. So and there's still to be determined, which is I know is absolutely frustrating, especially if you're in these countries. But hopefully, like, this actually changed already. Ireland is getting it on Sky, which I have no idea what really that. I think it's a cable thing or something. I don't know, but they are finding ways to get it out there. So definitely keep checking this website to make sure to see where your country's at. And unfortunately, for a lot of these other ones, June 2021 is like the closest they can do with that. So stay off the internet. I don't know if you can, but at least they're opening it up more and more to different countries and stuff, so on and so forth. Lots of merchandise here. There's some Weta workshops working on Desaad and Dark Side, which is probably being really expensive. There's a Zack Snyder Justice League X Foot Action exclusive collection, and they already announced some of the designs here, which look really awesome. I would say that I'd probably, like the Black Suit Superman is a no-brainer. I wonder why it's not showing up here. It's kind of weird. But anyway, it's in there somewhere. Oh, here. Unite the League. Is it going to show up? I feel like I'm doing... Okay, here we go. So, cool shirts here. You got Batman and Cyborg and Aquaman and Flash. So there's a lot of different ones you can look into. I don't know why it's not showing up all of them, but there is, other ones as well. So definitely a lot of cool stuff. A lot of great different marketing efforts now. And I'm really glad for that. There's so much things happening for this movie now, and they're only showing Batman for some reason. I guess, I know why. There's different dates where this will drop. So the first one out is Justice League Batman by Jacob Rochester. So these artists, they're gonna slot them out as throughout I don't know, in days or whatever. I think there was a date schedule. I don't have it up, but so be on the lookout for that. So that's that. And a lot more things, a lot more clips. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I'm really excited to see what's going to happen tomorrow, if anything. Today was an all-villain affair, so Darkseid, Steppenwolf, and I don't know if we're going to... I want a high-def version of that Darkseid one without all that weird Twitch stuff all around it. That would be kind of nice. That would be awesome to see. Hopefully they maybe drop that off tomorrow. I don't know. But yeah, we're getting really close now, and we still have that one trailer, right? We have that one surprise trailer that's supposed to come out. I don't know when. It could drop at any moment, but I feel like it's going to drop like closer to the release of Zack Snyder's Justice League, I would assume. Don't quote me on that, but let's see what happens with that. All right. Well, now let's get into the members' comments and questions now. Here we go. For starting off with Mr. Pink. Hey, Chris, quick question. How can I report Zack Snyder Justice League leaks to YouTube? I've tried so many things, but it's hard to report. I've tried reporting as well. Like, I've actually went to the About on the channel's page and report, and there was like nothing there about copyright or something. I couldn't figure it out, and I didn't get a chance to take a second look. Someone told me you have to go to each video, but that would mean you actually get spoiled when watching it, so be very careful about that. But also, though, there is a DMCA, like they are tracking it down themselves, like YouTube. They are the company that are looking at stuff, so they may get copyright strike anyway. So don't worry too much about this. Just try to avoid save yourselves at this point. Save yourselves. Hey Chris, can you cover the Gundam movie in development? Is there anything further on that? I haven't seen anything. I would love to cover it if there's anything more about that. And Iron Man 3 is shit, especially the fake Mandarin. Iron Man 3, I don't like Iron Man 3 either. You know what? I actually like Iron Man 2 and Iron Man 1. Those are great. Iron Man 3, I don't like Iron Man 3. Also, do we hear the Adams voice? I don't think so. Take your place among the brave ones. I want to think that's Silas Stone. I think that's like if I were to guess, it's his voice recording for like at the ending of the movie or something. Sky is our version of cable. Sky Movies is a channel. I'm happy it's free for me as I have a Sky subscription. I can set to record so I can watch anytime I like. Oh, it's a so yeah. So like just like I thought, it's a version of a cable, right? One thing I hope happens is that directors for the upcoming Flash and Aquaman movies take serious note of what everyone will witness on the 18th. Zack Snyder's Justice League. Imagine if they did that and Warner Brothers had no other choice but to cater to the fans. I know. And I think that's what Warner Media and ATT are doing. It's for the fans. They keep saying it's all about the fans. This is all for the fans. And so I think their business strategy here is that, well, look, we've always tried to cater what we think is right, but what if we've been wrong this whole time? Let's cater to see what the fans want. And it seems like fans want Zack Snyder's Justice League. 8 days. I think I'm going to freaking cry from the hype. Yeah, man. Shane S. Alman. So you sent me this. I want to share it because I think it's really awesome looking. This is his, I'm going to zoom that in or something. An artist. Yeah, he has a comic book that's coming out. So this is a page from that comic book. So I'm really curious to see a little bit more, man. Yeah, I can't wait to see a little bit more. So out of context, I am not sure what's going on here, but I think you can probably explain that on the next show, maybe on this show when you comment down below. I'm using Nord. So Shane, that's awesome, man. You're talented. I'm using NordVPN, which I paid over 100 odd pounds, but I have it for 3 years. There are a lot of VPNs though. ExpressVPN is another one. Oh, okay. So for anybody who wants to know about that, go ahead and check that out. VPNs. Also, Chris, what are your thoughts on American Gods? I have not seen American Gods, so I have no thoughts on that. Hey, Chris, you slightly misunderstood my comment yesterday about the continuity. When I said JL3 would be Flashpoint, I meant the actual Flashpoint story from the comics, not the Andy Muschietti Flash movie. Oh, okay. Andy's movie is Barry getting lost in the multiverse and him trying to find his way back home. It's not Flashpoint. In the past, Zack has spoken about how Flashpoint was always the next step for Barry after the Darkseid storyline. So if HBO Max lets Zack do JL2 and JL3, I think he'd fire all his bullets and ideas and plans. JL2 Darkseid equals 4 hours. JL3 Paradox 4 hours. Wow, that'll be freaking awesome. The Mandarin twist is the most maligned aspect of the MCU, next to the CG end fight scene in Black Panther, and to know that was the inspiration for Boner is even worse. That's MCU for you. Undercut emotions with a joke. Yeah, like everything, most everything. I have no energy for WandaVision. Sorry. Lots of UK fans have Now TV, which is a subscription service that's part of Sky. Sky Cinema is on there, but the quality is terrible. Even with HD upgrade add-on, barely even 1080p, but doesn't even look like it. And for audio, they don't even have 5.1 surround output, only stereo. Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of problems with Sky, and also here is that like a monopoly or something, like they really like that's some kind of controversial thing. I don't know, like is it a monopoly, like they don't want people over there to access any other type of media but Sky, like they want to control the media? Is that how I'm hearing some of people talk about that? Countdown begins at 7. I know we have 8 more days, but starting at 7 tomorrow seems more appropriate. Let's fucking go. And it's 6 now. It's 6 now by the time you see this, probably. I hated that Mandarin twist in Iron Man 3. MCU directors from this point on should look at that as an example of what not to do. Such a wasted opportunity. It's such a wasted. It's a fucking wasted opportunity. Like, how can you do that? He was my favorite. Oh, well, Magneto was my favorite, but he was my second favorite character from the new X-Men, man. Done him wrong, really. I live action Powerpuff Girls. I'm intrigued. I always imagined the girls from Riverdale playing the roles: Lily Reinhardt, Camila Mendez, and they did kind of because they were one brunette, blonde, and a redhead. That would have been perfect. That would have been perfect. Right there. You got the Powerpuff Girls right there. Anyway, they are, and you know, the brunette, I forgot her name. She was a badass, right? She was a badass too. They already had the right hair colors, and they even dressed them up. They did. I didn't watch all of Riverdale. I think I only seen season 1, and I was like, nah, I'm kind of done with that. And the character's him was like the dark side of that show in a way. I always loved his voice. I know he was freaky. He was like, you don't say his name, you know, him. After Justice League, we're definitely going to need to see more of Cyborg. I'm talking JL sequels in a solo film or even a series. The character is so compelling, and with Ray Fisher being the noble human being that he is, he deserves it. He really does. This dialogue, Jiminy Christmas. Jiminy Christmas. Don Allen says, pumped! Chris, you should look up some of the Marvel theories on Reddit about Ralph, like the witness theory, for example. Really? There was a deleted scene where he helped Monica and the kids find a Darkhold and then fight the rabbit that turned out to be a demon. How could he have helped if he was just Ralph? There's just too many things that don't hold together there and point to him being who you think he is. The showrunner's comments are either tone deaf or they're covering. I can't believe that Feige will be that stupid either. He simply isn't. Worst case scenario, if they are really effed up, they can retcon it easily and have Ralph show up again later. I have faith. The Mandarin twist amused me back then because I had no attachment or knowledge of the Mandarin, as you say. But you know what? They are retconning it. There was an MCU short film about him. The real one is showing up in Shang-Chi. Oh, that would be kind of cool if he did show up in Shang-Chi. That would be nice to see that. So definitely, if they're doing that for that Shang-Chi, then maybe Ralph was like, it was just, just they made him out to be a dick joke. But that scene I heard about and was deleted. So I don't know what's up with that. But I don't know. We'll see. I have no regards for what, theories are the worst sometimes, especially Marvel theories. Like it wasn't that, I don't know, whatever. This will be Lord of the Rings epic. Yeah. Playing with expectations is always enjoyable, he says. Subverting expectations, Ryan Johnson says. Completely dismantling J.J. Abrams' outline for the sequel trilogy, by the way. I like the idea of the Powerpuff Girls being a series being a sequel of sorts, being adults and dealing with the past. It reminds me of an idea I had after looking at the recent Nancy Drew film starring Sophia Lillis, who is perfect for the role, straight out of the books. So imagine a film set some years later, Nancy Drew, an adult professional private eye, married to her high school football star sweetheart, dealing with a case from her past. Considering Sophia Lillis looks so much like a young Amy Adams, have the film star them both. Naming Henry Cavill is now NFL star husband. I'm just spitballing here. I have not watched or read any of the Nancy Drews, so I have no idea what you're talking about. Gotta say, Illuminati trying to stand by what they've heard amid James Gunn calling them out kind of reminds me of Grace Randolph trying to stand by what she said about Birds of Prey amid Kathy Yan calling her out. Yeah, like it's like it's crazy to see, and people like to just jump to conclusions like, you got him, the director got you, and stuff like that, and whatever. But sometimes the interesting part about that is that bloggers and sites always come out with exclusives this, exclusives that, and a lot of times they just disregard that. But so yeah. Absolutely, if they're really intentional, like they looked at it and like, that's totally wrong, I need to call them out. Sure, that could definitely be a possibility. But I'm also wondering why. Like, I'm also wondering, like, why did you point that out? It's like Illuminati it's not a deadline. It's not, the Hollywood Reporter and the Wrap. Those, yeah, you can definitely call out because those goes out to a lot more people. So I'm like, at the same time, it's like, well, why'd you call them out? Like, is there something that you're really... it's very interesting how that's the reactions to that. But anyway, I forgot my glasses. It's okay, I can still see. That's one spiky fucker. Laugh me fucking ass off. This was the funniest reaction so far. I'm dead. Great vid, Chris. Stay safe and stay sane, exiles. We'll keep that hot dog light on for you. Let's fucking go. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Totally forgot my glasses this morning. Even my thumbnail doesn't even have glasses. But I was fine because the screen is pretty big, so I can still see it. I just choose to have glasses on when I need to read like these comments here. Well. The main two villains have been shown as it has blown our mind. Now, can you imagine what we've not been shown yet? Joker, Lex, Deathstroke, etc. So here's my Joker theory. Joker will have to come to a Jesus moment when Batman comes to him and realize his past was full of pain. Now will be called on to be used as a sacrifice. He may either save Batman from getting killed, because of course he wants to be the one to kill Batman as part of his sick humor, or he may be the unlikely hero no one saw coming, the last minutes to foil Darkseid's plan. The cog in the wheel. Ha ha ha. That's funny. But yeah, and it also makes me go back to the point about, well, why does Batman have his card and strapped it to his rifle? Like, what is it's like you're honoring a warrior, you know, in a way in doing that. So that there could be something there. This is legendary. It's interesting how Steppenwolf notes that the Earth is not united at all, and as such, the world will fall like all the others. When the League defeats him, proving to Darkseid that a challenge still exists, especially with that Kryptonian, ready their armada, we do it the old-fashioned way, and all of existence shall be mine. And also, yeah, Green Lantern. Let me just say that I was slightly worried about the CGI in Darkseid, Steppenwolf, and the Parademons. Thanos in Avengers Infinity War and Endgame is now the standard for CG villains. That first Hallelujah trailer, the CG on Darkseid didn't look finished. He looked a bit like a CGI moving action figure, and now not a villain who can kick ass and looks real. But let me say this, he now looks amazing. Yeah, they definitely did a lot of work. Very lifelike and real. This teaser convinced me. I'm all in now. You weren't all in before, man. Come on. The VFX teams have redeemed themselves. I'll bet they worked overtime to make this look perfect, and now does. Yeah, and they had a deadline, man. Like HBO Max says, you got to get it out by March this time. So they really worked double time. Good old Toby will just do what he's told to do by AT&T, just like when he was told to call Zach. Micro budget is usually considered in the 250,000-500,000 range, so definitely not the same definition that Zach probably has for Horse Latitudes. I expect something more in the $15 to $30 million range. Thing is, it's doubtful we would ever have a 4-hour movie back in 2017. Warner Brothers would have said no way, and you're right about that. It would have been shorter. Absolutely, would have had a lot of cuts. We wouldn't even have this Steppenwolf we see now. And we probably wouldn't even have. Like, we wouldn't have had this Steppenwolf. It would have still been look like that ugly one that was there. So I'd say this is a better, it's definitely a better way. Unfortunately for the loss of, Adam Snyder, but in terms of the getting the cut, this is probably the best, absolutely the best. Like his actual, what he wanted to come out, right? So that's great. I'm not broken, and I'm not alone. This relates to not only Cyborg, but also Ray Fisher, Zack Snyder, and us. Yeah, and it's kind of funny because Charisma Carpenter replied to Ray. I think it's something about "You're not alone," and it's a way of saying that it's almost in reference to the Justice League investigation too. So that's pretty awesome. Chris, I can't remember the exact timing, but did Warner Bros. Decide to do the multiverse route after the announcement of Zack Snyder's Justice League? If so, I think that set that in motion as a contingency plan in case Zack Snyder's Justice League is successful and they can have both worlds exist. It was actually the multiverse plan, which started in Crisis on Infinite Earths, was before the announcement of the thing. But by then, they were already in negotiations for it. Like they had already planned it out. I think they've already had that in motion, and Jim Lee was part of that. So indeed, it could definitely be. I mean, like I said, multiverse is a great idea in many forms. Like in terms of comics, it makes comic readers understand that. People like, oh, that's awesome. That means we can get different interpretations. And creatively, that's awesome because each director can do their own thing. They're not, having to stick with one side or the other, which is awesome. But in other regards, it's like, well, it takes away the term canon, right? And what is canon at that point? So what is canon? It can't be canon if you have many universes and people like one over the other. What indeed is canon when every universe exists at the same time? There's no such thing as canon. So I think maybe at the beginning, Warner Bros. Says what Warner Bros. Is trying to tell Zack is that your version can't be canon to our what we want to do theatrically. And at that point, I think Zack was like, all right, fine, whatever, but hopefully he can play with that version on HBO Max. And if he wants to do it, then, stick it over there. But at the same time, it's like, that's their canon. Our canon is this canon. Like, what's canon? Canon the camera? But it's like, it's interesting. That's probably Jim Lee is the one who thought of that to try to get everybody happy. I feel like he's that guy who's like, well, I don't really, I have a stake in this, but not really. But like at the same, like I want to make sure everybody's happy. I want Zack to give Zack some justice. At the same time, I work for these guys over here. I better, make them happy. But having it all work out some way, And I felt like he was the one who says, look, guys, don't worry, multiverse. And they're like, what? Multiverse, man. This can work out. We can have all these things existing at the same time. We can have multiple Supermans, multiple Batmans. It's fine. It's fine, guys. I'm the comic guy. I know what the fuck I'm doing. Right? And so this is DC Comics. And so it works out. Even though maybe a lot of us would probably say, well, that's just an excuse to do that. Absolutely, it's an excuse, but it's a brilliant excuse. The Age of Heroes is so damn epic that it restores Chris's eyesight. Yeah, it did. It really did. I was like blown away for a few seconds. I was going 2020. So that's pretty awesome. So anyway, that'll be all. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Really excited, but we're one day closer to seeing the most epic movie that people have been saying so far, the best DC movie ever made. I'm like, really? Woo! I know it is. I know it is to me. But man, can I like? You can't. You just can't stop getting hyped for this. So, man. Woo, I can't wait. All right, well, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, if you absolutely love this daily dose of entertainment news and content, please click the like button, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, keep this hot dog light on, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Oops.